What's up, everybody? My name is Erin, and welcome to the Mad Maker Studio, and welcome back to Jenny LeClue. We are on part 8, and I think we've barely scratched the surface on this mystery, if I'm being honest. Oh, I want to continue. Haha. Okay, so this is where we left off last time. It's been probably a full week since I recorded an episode for Jenny LeClue, so I do not remember where I left off last time. I've not had a chance to go back and edit previous episodes, so I'm just going to go ahead and re-click on everything again and see what we got.
Looks fancy and broken.
Doesn't look too broken. Well, that one in the middle does.
Jenny wiped away a thick layer of dust.
Jeez, how long has this been here?
Clearly the equipment had laid dormant for a long time, and yet...
It's so futuristic. Straight out of those comics Keith is always reading.
Starship cadets and the race for space.
It feels...
Alien.
Now I'm starting to sound like CJ. There must be a logical explanation for all this.
But its purpose would remain a mystery. Jenny dared not touch its intricate interface.
I'll just press all the buttons and see what happens.
Oh dear.
Oh, naturally. How else are we going to learn? I wonder if we need to get, like, all of them on the same wavelength. I was gonna say let's come back to this, but I don't think we can back out of this quite yet. So we're just going to play around. I think what we have to do is get all of the wavelengths matched up, and then also get them going in the same direction. That's just my guess. So it looks like yellow is going right, red and blue are going left. This might take some time. Okay, I've got them all going in the same direction now. That should help. Oh, we're starting to hear things, I think. Oh, we're so close.
As Jenny turned the dials, she heard something hidden in the static.
A voice? But what is he saying? It's a pattern. It keeps repeating. Animals and numbers. Animals and numbers. People in the future sure talk weird.
Was it a cry for help? A shopping list? Someone with extremely limited vocabulary?
Whatever it is, it must be important.
And so she transcribed it in her journal.
Thank goodness. Okay, so let's just check out our journal real quick. Okay, rabbit, bear, whale, rabbit, weasel, wolf, bear, hawk, rabbit, and numbers. I'm gonna take a guess at this juncture and say there's something inside this facility that we need to also look upon. Oh. We mustn't forget our collectible now. Even though
There's something
sure I
stuck
left
to the bottom of
so
the
many
lab.
collectibles in the lake. Whoops.
It was just a blank piece of paper.
Or is it invisible ink?
Or is it?
Jenny traced her finger over the page. She felt the clear indentations left by a pen.
Oh, yep, that was my second thought. Indentation by the pen, so whatever was written on the top page transcribed to the bottom page, but not quite like carbon paper.
I know exactly what to do.
Oh yeah.
It worked. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was a code of some kind.
Not a very clever one.
The world's least secure code.
Please enter authorization code to begin.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Code accepted. System authorized and armed for activation.
Well, I don't like that it said it's armed. Do I want to pull this lever? I don't think we have a choice.
Sphere hermetically sealed.
Excuse me?
Magnetic transducer coils targeting. Rotational phase harmonics stabilized. Commencing experiment gate, module 37.
What's happening?
Radioactive safety margins cleared. Running at 54% efficiency.
It says it's working, but what's it doing?
Yeah, it's working at 54% efficiency, and what's this about, radium?
Remember, a healthy employee is an effective employee. Please leave the station for your mandatory 15-minute smoking break.
I see what you did there.
Decompressing spherical chamber.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so it seemed less in
I should
here
get out of here
than I thought.
before my skin melts off.
Good plan. We are certainly not wearing anything that could protect us from radiation. Just throwing that out there. And we still need to get to our house. That was our original goal in our mission, and we got sidetracked with CJ in the lake, and now this shelter thing in our backyard. What?
The boulders must have weighed a ton each, yet they floated in the air like balloons.
CJ said he saw a swarm of UFOs circling the Forgotten Forest.
Was Jenny beginning to make sense of CJ's wild ramblings?
I'm gonna need a bucket of coffee to unpack all this.
How old are you? You look too young for coffee, let alone a bucket of it. I had to back off coffee for a long time. Whoa.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's get out of here. No squares allowed. LeClue Detective Agency and Keith.
Our old fort.
It didn't look like much, but this treehouse had once been Jenny and Keith's favorite hiding spot.
I like the implication that it's her detective agency, but it's just Keith just hangs out there. He's not an employee or an active participant.
I could never climb up there on my own. Keith always had to help me.
They schemed and planned and swore never to let anything come between them. Just thinking about him hurt.
Well, you guys just had a traumatic event.
What was that?
Oh no.
Steven! Steven! Steven!
What?
Did you hear that? I'm telling you, man.
Not this again.
You heard her stepping on a branch, but somehow missed all the boulders falling back to the ground, going.
Something's out here. Something big. Real big.
There's nothing there.
But I'm getting some super spooky vibes, man.
For the last time, Kevin, the radio's off for emergencies only.
That was lucky. I need to be more careful.
The house was swarming with police, but she knew this place like the back of her hand. If anyone could find a way in, it was Jenny LeClue.
Okay.
Out of the police's line of sight, the basement was her best entry point into the house.
Except that window is locked, and all my lockpicking gear is inside.
The window was ajar, the frame damaged.
Somebody broke into my house. That's my job.
But who? The police had used the front door.
Whoever it was, that's my way in.
But is it really?
It's tempting.
But Jenny couldn't risk being seen by the police.
There's probably a sneakier way in.
Okay, so that was just my interruption. Oh, sticker.
Jenny could try to climb the tree.
But I already see an easier way in.
Okay, so that's just showing us like all our options. So we need to get through that basement orbit.
To get to the basement window, Jenny would have to creep carefully past the police officer. One false move and the game would be up.
Oh no. I time this.
Hey!
Oh
Who goes
no!
there?
Caught! Jenny would have to think fast or risk being jailed like her mother.
Cat.
Here goes nothing.
That's a good cat.
Steven! Please tell me you're there.
What's up, buddy?
I think you should know, and I say this with 100% certainty, that there's a
Spit it out already.
mountain lion out here!
Very likely. They're indigenous to this area.
What?
Just don't let it eat you. I don't need any more paperwork.
Oh, God. I think I'll just head inside for a minute to check on something.
Okay, maybe that was our best option to accidentally get caught.
Phew, that was close. Someone definitely forced this open.
Would Jenny enter the dark basement? It was an odd feeling, breaking into her own house. But as she squeezed through the basement window, Jenny felt a rush of excitement. I could get used to this, she thought. Jenny was in, undetected.
Home sweet home.
But now...
What the heck? Who left this here?
Jenny's father had never carried a briefcase, and her mother couldn't afford one.
This is the mysterious figure that we saw at the very beginning of the game.
Let's see who this belongs to.
This is all I got to go on. Well, excuse me. I don't think I can get out of it, and I don't know... I wasn't paying attention to what the numbers were before. Unless... oh, fingerprints. A dur. Phew.
Who carries around a fancy briefcase with a children's book inside?
Excuse me, this was the out-of-place clue at the library. Did you already forget? Are you even a detective?
The Hawk and the Weasel. Hang on a second.
Jenny recognized the book. She'd seen a copy of it next to the dean's lifeless body.
That's right.
in the library. There must be something significant about it.
The way she said library was really weird. A library. Oh, I gotta zoom. Get our gallery art real quick. Looking for like a torn page fragment, something. Alright, I guess we'll read through it. The rabbits and the bear. There once lived a family of rabbits. Their home was a 3-story tall carrot cake near a river. Walking past, a bear smelled the delicious frosting and began eating the cake. Got footnotes. Interesting. Oh, our clue with the weasel and the rabbit and the numbers. Oh, this is it. This is where we get our words. What is this madness? She will purge us of house and home, cried the smallest rabbit. Soon the house had lost nearly all its icing. Eventually, the only thing left was the furniture. Satiated, the bear left and the terror passed. The rabbits had survived. They were now free to run about and gather materials to build a new house, hopefully a bit less tasty this time. The hawk and the weasel. High above the forest, a hawk spotted a weasel and attacked. Injured, the weasel lay low in the grass where it could listen for its pursuer and lick its rancid wounds. Gross. But the hawk was relentless. Fear soon turned to despair. How will I survive? Cried the weasel. Suddenly, the screeching of the hawk was silenced by a thunderous blow. An enormous black crow had carried the hawk away. Relieved, the weasel slinked home, laughing at its good fortune. The wolf and the sheep. A wolf, who had caught its feet in a hunter's trap, pleaded with a passing sheep. Please free me before my wound becomes infected and death comes to take me. Why should I help you when you would as soon eat me? Demanded the sheep. Come now, let us not relive past transgressions, said the wolf. Free me now and I shall be your servant forever. And so the sheep released the wolf and the wolf ate the sheep. Dang, that's some Aesop's fable shiz. The goose and the golden egg. There once was a woman who discovered a magical goose that laid golden eggs. The women collected the eggs for herself and sold them, becoming very rich. But she soon grew impatient since this goose could only lay a single golden egg each day. So the woman cut open the goose, intending to take all the eggs at once, but in the end she found no eggs out inside and the goose was dead. Well, yes. That's just basic common sense, honey. The boy and the whale. One day a terrible storm rolled through the valley, flooding the town and forming a lake. One boy survived by floating upon his bed. Exhausted and starving, he prayed, "Someone please save me and I will be forever in your debt." Suddenly, a whale came diving down through the maze of clouds. This ain't Hitchhikers. Excuse me. Suddenly, a whale came diving down through the maze of clouds. She disappeared below the water, then suddenly surfaced, lifting the boy onto her back. The whale said, "I'm in desperate need of a navigator. Can you help me find my way home?" The boy agreed, and so she fed him fish and off they flew into the sky to find a new home together. Wow, I'm just doing all the cringe voices. Okay, that's the last page. All right, so clearly this is zoom in. Well, I thought that was our clue, but maybe we need to look at like one of these numbers. Oh, almost missed a gallery art. Maybe it's just the rabbit.
This feels familiar, like I've seen it before. Wait, no, I've heard it before. On the radio in the underground lab.
Could there be a connection between the cryptic radio message and this book?
Yes.
Let's find out.
Okay, good. They have it across the top. I was afraid I was gonna have to like back out. Okay, so we've got Rabbit 4955 21. That's 32. Like the word count. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Soon.
Soon they will all listen. Relive their rancid past.
The message read like a threat.
But from who? Could it be a message from the Dean's killer? Let me get this straight. Someone's broadcasting a sinister message in code, which is being picked up on a radio in an abandoned laboratory hidden in the forest. And the secret to decode this message is written in a children's book, which was locked inside a stranger's briefcase in my basement.
Sounds about right.
All of this was true.
That doesn't make it any less crazy sounding.
But not all mysteries could be solved in an instant. Sometimes questions had to percolate, like a good cup of coffee. Only then would the answers become clear.
I guess I'll let it brew for a bit. But right now, I need to get to my room and find my detective gear.
Oh, look, you're gonna go off on Susie and her chalkboard, and you've got one just the same, Jenny.
Oh, crap!
Hey! What are you doing?
Nothing. Just looking for more beer.
Oh, great. Where am I supposed to go now?
Make yourselves at home, why don't you?
Forget about it. There's more in the back of the fridge.
They better not eat my cookies.
Jackpot. They got cookies too.
Hey, have we searched down here yet?
Excuse me, I'm still reeling on the fact that you are drinking on the job.
You lose one game of cards and suddenly you want to search the house. Can't handle the pressure, eh?
Oh, those, sir, are fighting words. You want to put your money where your mouth is?
Arthurton's finest, everyone.
There was no way Jenny could reach her bedroom without being caught by the police.
Which means I can't get my detective gear. Great.
But this was a basement, a veritable treasure trove of old possessions. Surely something around here would prove useful.
Maybe, but I can't see a thing. Let's shed some light on the situation. Of course the fuse is missing for the lights.
Can't get up there.
Jenny wasn't prone to sentimentality, but seeing her father's desk, the disorganized muddle of books, photos, and the faint smell of ammonia, more reminders that her dad was here not so long ago.
Miss you, Dad.
Are we gonna take his detective stuff?
This was years ago. I looked like a kid. One of the rare times that Dad wasn't making a goofy face.
How old are you?
He used to say, serious people make serious mistakes. I might, need this later.
You're allowed to have a picture of your family. A beginner's guide to quantum tunneling and adaptive spectral optics. Well, that sounds, making it sound like that the thing in the backyard, belonged to her dad.
Quantum tunneling and adaptive spectral optics. Sounds like a real page turner. Dad was such a nerd.
Results of restorative transducive coupling experiment, phase 7. Possible changes after initial phase cycling and post-dynamic quantum tunneling has transpired. Observed changes in higher dimensional planes has led to a regression in phase modulation of radio frequency spectra. Bandpass filtering has produced no differentiated results, and advanced holography has not shown any positive change either. Further study is required to identify narrow beam secure spectrums from which to transmit future communications. Alright. Thought that popped into my head just now. The cloaked, you know, in the shadows man that we saw at the very beginning of the game, briefcases in the basement, is that her dad? And maybe her dad isn't really dead, he just got lost hopping dimensions? I don't remember if we got any details on how or when her father died, or if he was just gone. Did he die? I think that was mentioned. I don't remember. It's been a while. Forgive me.
Mending the molecular bonds of marriage.
Were they having issues?
Mom and Dad both worked an awful lot.
Jenny rarely saw the two of them together.
Aw.
A Field Guide to Fascinating Flora. Written by Weiss, Felding, and Strasberry. Did the Dean write this book?
Well, maybe not the Dean, because he comes from a long line of Strasberries, but for the context of this game, probably. And I can't, like, inspect it, so we'll zoom out. What is this? Did you write that for your dad, Jenny? Today, I love you 1 molecule more than Mom. Jenny. Aww. P.S. You promised to take me for donuts this weekend, don't forget. I don't know if we're supposed to find anything. But no. Let me look at this book. Nope. Ah, what's this?
This one test tube looks recently used. The others are all covered in dust.
A small puddle of liquid had pooled on the desk.
Looks fresh. Still sticky.
Well, don't touch it. You don't know what that's in there. What that is. What it is. Can we take any of this stuff? Or nah?
This is from the day of Dad's accident. Mom must have kept it.
Oh, okay. Lab explosion rocks town. Okay, a tragedy befell Gumboldt University this morning when an experiment in the chemistry labs went wrong. An accident caused a destructive explosion, killing 1 scientist and injuring several others. The area was immediately cordoned off and no one allowed in due to the potentially deadly chemicals involved. While the investigation is still ongoing, police have identified Henry LeClue as the scientist killed in the explosion. He is survived by wife Julie and daughter Jenny. Dean Strasberry, head of the school and close friend of the LeClues, gave a statement on campus this afternoon. What a tragic and unpreventable accident. Henry was working with dangerous chemicals and it looks like he made a grave error. He was under a lot of stress. People make mistakes. We've lost a great friend and neighbor today. I don't know. Okay, we're not looking. October 13th.
The Dean called the lab explosion an accident, but everyone in town seemed to blame Dad.
That's just a newspaper again. Okay. Might be done with this drawer.
Acrid Inspections Report. I've never seen this before.
Okay, report complaint. On May 14th, an anonymous source filed a complaint with the university regarding the lack of proper ventilation in labs. The equipment we have is old and frankly dangerous. It's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt. Process inspections of facilities revealed a dangerous and unsafe work environment. Despite several violation notices and follow-up inspections, the school consistently failed to address the non-compliant safety standards. Conclusion, John Acrid, don't let anyone work in that lab, is a death trap. Recommend immediate closure of the facilities until new equipment and upgrades can be made. And we have October 5th, Leslie Strasberry, John Acrid. Well, considering the state of their library right now, I'm not surprised that they have some defunct facilities elsewhere. And also, if you fail non-compliant safety standards, how are you still in business? Excuse me? How much was that penalty you had to pay?
October 5th. That was 1 week before.
Her father's accident.
The dean signed the report.
Someone had circled the signature in red pen.
So it sounds like that the dean agreed that don't let, immediate closure of the facilities until new equipment and upgrades can be made. He signed off on that, so that seems to mean that he agreed, so he wasn't like saying, oh no, just keep going business as usual, it'll be fine.
This contradicts the newspaper article which stated my dad made a mistake.
Yes. Another example of poor reporting.
Everyone in town blamed him for the accident. But they were all wrong. The lab was unsafe. He shouldn't have been working there.
And worst of all,
Dean Strasberry knew. But he still let my dad work there.
That's up for debate. Now, do we know that her dad saw this report or was aware of these recommendations? Because Dean Strasberry signed off on it. He agreed that this is a death trap. Do not work in there until we get things sorted out. Unless John Acrid was using that as a front and he was hiding something in there. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I'm having way too much fun. Blah. I can speak.
any rational mind could see it. Strong evidence linking her mum to the dean's death.
This doesn't prove anything.
Exactly. Oh. It does look like... But it's not strong evidence. Because the dean signed off on this report. And when you sign on something, it's like you agree with the things that are on the paper.
But it was a clear motive for murder.
No, it's not. I just told you why. He agreed that these facilities were dangerous and should be closed down until upgrades could be made. We don't know the circumstances of why Mr. LeClue was in the lab that day.
Revenge.
My mom wouldn't do that.
But who else would see it that way?
There must be an explanation. I just don't know what it is yet.
I don't need the evidence.
Jenny did the right thing and left everything as she had found it.
She can write it in her journal.
Her mother would be proud, but would she be grateful?
Mom's innocent, so she has nothing to hide.
But how would it look if the police found this evidence?
I'll just have to solve the case before they do.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, I can't flip it around. See, we updated our journal. It's fine. Let's double check our journal. Yep, see, so she wrote it down. She's fine. Another copy of the marriage book? A fuse.
Aha! The missing fuse.
Anything else that we can click upon? Nope. Nope.
And then there was light.
Jenny would need to work quickly to remain undetected.
Who knows when they'll come back. Now, where's the most likely place to find a makeshift detective kit?
Your dad's desk. Adur. What's this up here? I can't seem to reach it. Can I take any of these pens? There's something up here. The arrows on the box are pointing right at it, but I can't get up there, not yet. What's over here? I don't want to leave. Cannot inspect the briefcase again. Can I venture further over here now that there is a bit of light?
The week after Jenny's father died, her mom boxed up his things and tucked them away in the basement. Jenny had argued with her.
It was like she was trying to erase him.
But seeing them now, being reminded of him, Jenny understood.
I don't think Mom would have put her CSI equipment in any of these boxes.
Yeah, but your dad might have something.
A shaft of light peeked through the boxes.
There's more stuff back there. I just need a way through.
That's weird. Ah. Then I have to climb over it.
Jenny's instincts had been correct. Dozens of boxes lined the back wall of the basement.
I'm just reminded now, she's not wearing any shoes, and I'm like having a visceral reaction to that.
There's probably something useful here, but it'll take forever to search through them all.
Good thing they're all labeled.
CSI supplies. That must be Mom's old gear. It's not as good as mine, but at least it works. More or less.
It'll get the job done.
My key to the city. An old set of lockpicks.
Tucked away at the bottom of the box, something colorful caught Jenny's eye. She pulled it carefully from the container and unfolded it.
This must be Mom's old jacket.
It smelled of formaldehyde and fingerprint powder.
Oh, it's the jacket she wears in the game menu!
From her CSI days.
And so, she tried it on.
I don't know why I thought, like, oh, we're gonna take her dad's stuff. Her dad wasn't a detective or a crime scene investigator. It was her mom. Keep up, Aaron. It looks like she's got shoes back on. Thank goodness. Jenny LeClue, Detective.
Fits like a glove.
A giant oversized glove.
Fine.
And it smells like Mom.
Her mother had never felt so close, and yet so far away.
I won't let them take you away from me too.
Jenny's search was complete.
It's not the world's best detective kit, but it'll do.
For the first time in her life, she felt like a real detective. She had a serious crime to solve.
And a seriously sharp outfit to match. Somebody else is here.
Ruh-roh, what'd we do? Oh, It's the guy. Look, I don't think you can be too shocked. You know there are 2 police officers upstairs, but then again, they did leave it behind, so...
That was no cop. What was he doing in my house? I should follow him.
Naturally. Can I not? Oh, I guess that's what this box is for. What is up here? I must know. Oh, it's just a postcard piece. Okay, we don't need to inspect the desk anymore.
Was Jenny ready to follow the mysterious man in black?
Yeah. I missed a gallery art, but that's okay.
The man in black. Who was he? Where was he going? There was only one way to find out.
Aw, snap. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode of Jenny LeClue here. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!